Test, test. Mic check. 1, 2.
Okay, Zoot, it's time for your solo. Have you looked over the music?
Yeah, you expect me to play this, man?
What else would you do?
Go back to the sax. He hurried to...
A lazy thought.
Alrighty. It is now 4 o'clock. That means it's time. I know we haven't done this in quite some time, but we're doing another Cooking with Baber. And today, we're doing a real simple dish. We're not doing any new techniques, nothing fancy. We're not even making our own sauce from scratch. We're using a jar, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, jarred sauce. But it's going to be great. I know not everybody has time to make the big, fancy, elaborate meals with multiple dishes and techniques and wacky whatevers. So we're going to keep this one simple. This one's even going to be vegetarian. No meat, nothing crazy. We just got some pasta, some sauce, some eggplant parm, which usually I guess is done in like a casserole, but forget about it. We're just going to put it on top of some pasta. And it's going to be awesome. So I think you guys, if any of you tuned in for any of the other fried episodes, you're going to see a lot of the same stuff, but it's going to be fun anyways. So as always, let me know if you have questions. I think we've got the Slack for folks at work. We've got YouTube for folks not at work. Hopefully everybody can hear me, see me. It's been a little while since I set this up. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get going. Again, we're only doing one thing today, so we're going to have probably some extra time. All I've got going on so far, no magic of television whatsoever today. I've got some water on to boil because I wanted that to be ready for when we need the pasta, but everything else I've just taken out and is sitting out here on the counter. First thing we're going to do is going to slice the eggplants. One of the things that people usually fall into the trap of for eggplant parm is that the eggplant gets really, really oil soaked. That's just because there's so much air in eggplant that whenever you go to fry it, as soon as all the water vapors come out of it, it just soaks up all the oil into all that space where the air was. So we're going to do this sort of fun trick that Kenji kind of pioneered, where we're going to microwave the slices of eggplant before we fry them, and we're going to kind of press them out to get them nice and compact and kind of like meaty little steaks. They're still going to be delicious, and they're not going to be anywhere near as greasy or oily. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that done. You could probably use a mandolin. I'm just going to use a knife because what else are we doing today? So pretty much just simple, cut the end off. I've got sort of medium eggplants here. You can use whatever floats your boat. I don't know if I would use like little tiny Japanese eggplants or whatever they're called. These are, I think, Italian eggplants. I don't know. They're medium eggplanty boys. There's an article that goes along with this Serious Eats recipe where Kenji spent like a lot of time going into the details of like how all this stuff works and whether or not you can tell like the gender of the eggplant based on the sex of the eggplant or whatever it is, based on the I don't know how big the bottom is. It's all very silly. Don't worry too much about that. Eggplant's eggplant. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the top off of all of these, and then we're just gonna slice them into some nice chunky sort of half-inch ish slices. Again, nothing crazy here. Just do your best. If they're a little bit off, it doesn't matter, because again, we're just gonna squish these guys. You just want to make sure they're not like too thin or too crazy chunky. So how's everybody doing? I miss you guys. It's been a couple weeks since we did one of these. I really do enjoy it. Didn't want to come back with some crazy fancy recipe that everybody was gonna have a hard time with, so figured we'd keep it simple, do a little weeknight dinner situation. Have you guys cooked anything nice recently? What do you guys got going on here? Anyways, just about done here. So the only thing I don't like about this fun microwave technique is it's pretty wasteful in the paper towel department. I'm already kind of a paper towel wastrel, but this one is, hey, yeah, all right, I use some paper towels. It's fine. This one's pretty bad though. Like it really, like you use just like an absolute ludicrous number of paper towels, which you're about to see. So basically what we're gonna do here, let's clear off some space so that we can get a plate on here. So we're gonna go plate. We're gonna go, I might as well just get this whole damn roll. All right, so we're gonna go double layer paper, oh, that didn't work. Double layer paper towels, boom. Then we're gonna lay out our eggplant. We're gonna go double layer paper towels. We're gonna go plate. We're gonna go double layer paper towels. Let's see where this is going. Thankfully, we're gonna reuse these paper towels for all the different batches, so not like too insane, but it's still trying to save the planet a little bit here. And of course, we'll be composting these paper towels, don't worry. All right, so another double layer paper towels, another plate, boom, boom, boom. We got our little stack ready to go in the microwave, 3 minutes, high. And then we're gonna repeat with the other batch. So, boom. So again, that's just gonna start cooking the eggplants. And then once they're, oh, I forgot to put salt on them. All right, already screwing up. It's cool. It's cool. All right, where's my salt at? Let's just do this backwards then. So we're gonna go paper towels. Yeah, just gonna season this on both sides with some salt here. Might as well be efficient about it. Flip these bad boys over. And they don't fit somehow. Get our paper towels. Boom, boom. So usually I print the recipe out, or at least like some reminders for myself, like, hey idiot, salt the eggplant. But definitely broke the printer the other day, so that wasn't really an option this time. So we're just kind of winging it. It's gonna be great. No big deal. I don't know if you guys have been watching Maddie Matheson's unbelievably amazing food show, but it feels like they're doing a lot of winging it too. Gotta try to be that way, you know? All right, so we're gonna start over. 3 minutes, boom, here we go. Water's boiling. Definitely didn't need to start that before you guys started watching. Could have completely started from scratch, but whatever. While that's going, we're gonna go ahead and shred up some parm because we're not going like totally unseasoned breadcrumbs. That would be barbaric. So let's do a little Parmigiano. Go ahead and get this shredded here. And you know what? If you're using the Kraft, you know, pre-shredded cardboard stuff, like more power to you. It's definitely got a place. You know, that place is not here, but sometimes. Hey, you know, like a jarred sauce with like some cheap boiled pasta, you get a little of that Kraft on there, like that's fine living. Bon appetit. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's probably enough cheese. That's probably way too much cheese, but you know, we'll use it for something. All right, so don't know why I did it on that plate. Whatever, we're cool. Still got a minute and a half on the microwave. Pasta's ready to go. We're pretty much done here. You know, pack it up. Lots of PB&J. Yeah, no, PB&J is where it's at as well. I haven't. What's up? Oh, sure. Yeah, you can come in here, unless you don't want to be on YouTube. And Ellie can make an appearance. You know, we're all family. It's great. I actually haven't had a. You had a PB&J recently on the hike, and it was delicious looking. I haven't had a PB&J in a long time. Ooh, yeah, eggplant parm sub. What's that? Candy sandwich, peanut butter and fluff. Have you had peanut butter fluff and jelly? Is that a thing? What about you throw some bananas in there, a little bacon, a little hot sauce, on some artisanal bread, melt some cheese into it. Anyways, we're getting way off topic here, but yes, this eggplant, this fried eggplant would go great in an eggplant parm sub. Absolutely, 100%. So like, I don't really get it, right? Right? I don't know why we didn't. I offered that. Long story short, I think eggplant parm is traditionally like a lasagna-y thing where you like don't do noodles or anything. You literally just like layer like fried eggplant with tomato sauce and some cheese and more of that. And again, that's cool. I don't know why you would like take all this time frying stuff just to like put sauce in it, but like, hey man, I mean, I guess that's what you do with eggplant parm too. And this, like, who knows? It's all good. This is what I want, so this is what we're gonna do. Maddie Matheson, you've never heard of Maddie Matheson? You need to YouTube that, like, not right now, but in 45 minutes. Maddie Matheson, just a pinch, just a taste. I don't know. Just Google Maddie Matheson cooking videos. You're welcome. It's gonna change your life. I forgot to salt the water. Don't forget to salt your water. It's one of the most important things cooking pasta. It's your only chance to actually get salt flavor into the noodles themselves. So quite a bit of salt. It shouldn't taste like the ocean. A lot of people say that. That's not true. That's too much salt. Just like big handful, throw it in. That's Maddie Matheson right there. See? Now we're cooking with gas. Oh my God, Maddie and Brad Go Noodling, maybe the best content that exists on the internet. Watch that. Stop work. Maybe even stop watching this show and go watch Maddie Matheson and Brad Go Noodling. 2-part series. Unbelievable. What are we doing? Microwave is done. All right. It's going to be hot. We're going to do a little swap-a-roodle-doo. Got to get the rest of our eggplant squished here. What's the best way to do this? Not a lot of space. All right. That goes there. That goes there. Let's not forget to salt it. All right. These are pretty big slices. I could have gone maybe a little thinner on these, but you know what? They're going to fry up real nice. They're going to smush up real nice. I'm here for it. Did I flip it? Yeah, okay, sure. Then let's just make a little stackarooski of these over here. Oh, hi. Oh, that didn't really cook as much as I wanted it to. We might put these guys back in the old microwave for another. We're gonna put those guys back. So I don't know if you guys saw that. Wah, wah, wah. So the guys on the bottom kind of look like that. The guys on the top kind of look like that. So like pretty different. So I kind of want them all to look the same. So we're gonna do that again. Let's just throw that back in there. Let's go minute 30. Why not? All right, what's going on over here? Oh yeah, there's a lot of shirtless happening. Yep. Where's Charlie at? Charlie's around. He's back there, hanging around. Ellie's wandering. She's walking now. That's new probably since the last one of these. Who knows? Maybe not. All right. So while that's doing its thing, we're gonna need lots of plates. We need so many plates. We'll get another plate. We're gonna start smushing these bad boys. So just set down a little paper towel, more paper towel, so much paper towel. And then we're gonna just kind of, let's make sure these squish real good. So we're just gonna kind of throw it down and we're just gonna kind of smush it. And what we're trying to do here is just get all the air out. It's not really about the moisture, it's really about the air. So like what we end up with is like this kind of just squished, it's nice and firm still. It's not like cooked. I mean, it's a little bit cooked, but it's not like done. And it's just going to make it so much nicer when we fry it. Sweet. Ooh, this song is kind of a jam. I like it. All right, so this is going to take a little while. Again, we're going to have some downtime here. Again, not going to take up the whole hour. So if you guys have had culinary questions, Baber questions, other questions, now's the time. This is kind of working how I wanted it to. I haven't done this recipe in quite some time, so hopefully we don't have a disaster. But what's the worst thing that could happen? All right, let's get these out of here. All right, those are kind of looking more like what I wanted, but they're still not really there. Go just a little bit longer. Hi, Ellie. Welcome to the kitchen. Oh yeah, maybe don't touch the knobs though. That'd be good. Yeah, we're cooking. Yes. I don't know if you guys can see her. She's cooking. Oh, she's turning the pasta down. Thanks. Yeah, it needed to be turned down. I appreciate that, but maybe don't touch the knobs. Oh, and it's on low. Okay, we're just gonna simmer down. So these ones are getting ready to go. Okay, so we'll just build this up. Get these on there. I probably didn't salt the other half of those. Who cares? We're flying high here. Salt them. Flip them. Here we go. Sure. All right, almost there. Basically done. So get that off of there. We'll get these completely done guys up here. Cool. Hopefully these are looking better. These plates are gonna get real hot. Oh yeah, those are, so they still don't look like the other ones. I don't really know what to do. They're probably good. All right, so we need this paper towel stack and this plate and this whole stack of business and back in for 3 sets. Cool. Making it work. All right, and then we'll stack them action again. Yeah, that's working. All right. I'll give you guys a view of this. So, this is kind of like the pre-squished and post-squished. So, like, I don't know if you can really see the difference, but like it's fairly dramatic. Ow! It's also very hot. But it's going to make it just so much better and so much less oily. So, you can also, if you don't have a microwave, I know some of you watching don't, You can definitely do this in the oven. I think it's a little bit more difficult and time consuming, but hey, it's not that many plates. My favorite quarantine meal? Ooh, that's tough. I might have to tag Beth in for that. There's a lot of dishes that we've been making that we make like with a lot of, like you just make a lot of. You know, the tuna bowl, I think, have we? Oh, that chickpea stew. Okay, we need to talk about the chickpea stew. There's this chickpea stew recipe on New York Times. I think I posted it in one of the food channels. It should be pretty easy to find. There's like two of them, and I'm talking about one. I don't remember what the differentiating factor is, but it's so stinking good. It's basically just like chickpeas and coconut milk and like a couple of spices, and like honest to God, that's like pretty much it. You cook it for like an hour and a half, and it's unbelievably, amazingly, wildly good. The fried chicken, the pickled fried chicken sandwich, actually obliterated the Chick-fil-A fried chicken sandwich. Like it wasn't even close. And of course, I didn't do that one on a demo. I just did the Chick-fil-A one. So you're welcome. Sorry. What else? I feel like there was something. Ooh, the barbecue. I made a huge amount of barbecue for, what was that, 2 weekends ago? For like a little outdoor shindig. That was delightful. Yeah, I mean it's been pretty good cooking, honestly. Like I don't know. What have you guys been making? Spiced chickpea stew with coconut and turmeric. That is the one. Okay, so that picture is deceiving. That's nothing like what mine looked like. Mine was, and probably because I simmered mine down for like, again, like the recipe says for 30 minutes. I probably did it for like an hour, hour and a half. But I don't care. I loved it. It was so good, so worth it. Every time I go to the grocery store now, I'm just like, oh, they have chickpeas in stock? Give me all of them. Oh, they have coconut milk in stock? All of it. So like now my basement is pretty much just chickpeas and coconut milk, but you know, if that's the worst thing that happened, I guess we're doing okay. Oh my God, this is gonna be so hot. Wah! Okay, get these plates out. Get these plates out. This is really, really hot. Gonna need my squishing napkins. All right. But yeah, no, honestly, chickpea stew, try it. So good. Also vegetarian, maybe vegan. Don't know. Super good. And that the pickled fried chicken sandwich, also a New York Times recipe. I've been really the New York Times recipes have been great. Been really happy with those. They I think they charge money to subscribe, but a lot of times you can get the recipes without a paywall. So check it out. Still, Serious Eats is still my go-to. Like if I'm doing something I haven't made. Ooh, I made a bunch of dips, like Middle Eastern dips. So you know, hummus and baba ganoush, which are always delicious. But then I made mahamara for the first time, which is basically like a walnut and roasted red pepper. Although I screwed up and thought I was buying roasted red peppers, and I was actually buying some sort of other roasted pepper, which I don't know, turned out great. But long story short, it's this like bright red, super savory dip. And you can optionally put pomegranate molasses, which I had never heard of or thought about purchasing, but like actually they have at Whole Foods, and it's really interesting. I didn't love tasting it by itself. Like it was just kind of like bitter and really sour, kind of like how you would imagine pomegranate juice would be if you reduced it like crazy. But once it's in the mahamara, it's super good. And I actually made the mahamara for a little group dinner and then forgot to serve it, which was really sad. But then I got to eat it all myself. So, you know, kind of a win-win, I guess. I mean, Brian sort of lost out a little bit, but, you know. Right, Brian? See, I'm sorry. I told you that you can come back and get more, but nope. Maybe I didn't. That might be a lie. All right, so we're almost done here. This part's kind of boring. It's nice and like relaxing. You get to kind of like smash these, but again, it's really for the For the purposes of the dish, in terms of like getting the air out so that we don't get anywhere near as much oil in there, 1000% worth it. RIP paper towels. All right, last 4, and then we get to do all the fun stuff. So we're doing the sort of standard breading approach, which is flour, egg wash, panko. It pretty much never fails me. Makes a nice crust that sticks on there really well, gets a really good crunch. And as long as you know what you're doing, or at least you don't have to know what you're doing, you just have to like keep an eye on your hands. You can do it without getting like the dreaded like club hand where your hands are like breaded more than the food is. Nobody likes that. So these are some really thick slices. I'm gonna put these back in the microwave for another minute or so. And while we're doing that, we'll go ahead and get the breading party started. Okay, so we've got 3 bowls, or 3 bowl type devices here. There's almost enough space for this. Cool. So in the first one, we go flour. We don't need a crazy amount, just enough to lightly dust each one. If we need more later, we can add it. In the second one, we're going to do eggs. So probably don't need more than 2 eggs. Start with 2 eggs. I hate wasting eggs like this. So always crack an egg on a flat surface. Makes it much less likely you're going to get shell and stuff. Also much more likely that you get egg all over the place. Very exciting. Okay, cool. Then the third one is going to be breadcrumbs and parm. So let's put a nice big old handful of parm in there. Use up the last of these breadcrumbs. Definitely going to need more, so let's use some of these breadcrumbs. Say we put a little bit of salt in the eggs. Then we put some oregano. Oh, that's not open. Of course, I'm not going to be able to open this. All right. Get some oregano in the breadcrumbs, season it up real nice. Oops, that goes on there. Not going to need that or anything else. Let's just give this a little mixerooski. Oh, that's going to be good. Alrighty. Do I do all my prep at this corner of the kitchen? No, I only do it over here because of the camera layout, and it's even not great for the camera layout because it's so friggin' bright over here. Usually I do my prep right here next to the sink or across the kitchen next to the stove. This is a nice big area. Like if there's 2 people cooking in the kitchen, it's like a totally usable prep space, but I really like to be next to the sink or the stove just for maximum efficiency. I got all my tools and everything right next to me. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of pepper in the flour, because why not? And then we'll go ahead and mix up our eggs here. Might have gotten some egg on my iPad there. It's probably fine. All right, so now we need another sheet tray for our done breaded stuffs. Really just don't have enough space in there. All right, so let's take some eggplant. So like what I was talking about before, you want to keep an eye on your hands. So you're essentially going to have one wet hand and one dry hand at all times. And I'm going to try my best to do this, or at least demo this. What's the best way? Maybe that camera? All right, so if my right hand is going to be my dry hand, so I'm going to go into the dry flour, right? Get it, you know, nice and coated, but then we're going to shake off the excess because we don't need all that excess flour. I'm going to place it into the egg with my dry hand, but not touch it in the egg. So now I'm going to use my wet hand to maneuver it around in the egg, then use my wet hand to put it into the breadcrumbs, Now the biggest mistake people make is that they now use their wet hand to like dig around in their breadcrumbs. But what you want to do is just pick up some breadcrumbs and put it on top with your dry hand, and then you can kind of pat it down, and now you have a nice dry piece of eggplant that you can manipulate. So, go ahead with dry hand, flip it over, pat some more down on either side, boom, 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 and we've got a piece done. So now, again, dry hand, pick up the eggplant, into the flour. Yep, here we go. Shake it off, into the wet, use the wet hand, flip it around, shake it off. Taylor Swift song, I think. Into the dry, use the dry hand, put it on top, pat it down. So now your hands are not like clean, right? Because you've got egg on this one, and this one's kind of got like flour and breadcrumbs on it, but at least they're not starting to become, zombie monsters just coated in crap. And it's just a little bit more efficient. So that's how that works. I'm going to do a couple more here. So probably, I don't know, we'll do like 5 or 6. So we'll do 2 batches of frying. And with like what ingredients that start sort of wet, like this eggplant is sort of wet, the dry hand can pick up some moisture. So like, sometimes you will inadvertently end up with slightly clubbed hands. Not the end of the world, just stop and wash your hands. And if you really just don't care and you really want to get in there and, go to town, do realize that you are going to lose a lot more breadcrumbs because you're just going to have it stuck to your fingers instead of stuck to your food. But breadcrumbs are cheap, so it is not a big deal. And then, so because we're using panko, we don't need to do the trick where we like dribble wet ingredients into the dry to get that nice like extra crisp. The panko are already so chunky that it's just going to be real nice no matter what. I'm not sure if that fluff has gone bad. I would need to do a further inspection, but I appreciate the checking that out. I don't know how fluff would go bad. I mean, it's basically just sugar. I mean, maybe it can, especially if it's like exposed to heat or whatnot. They kind of say like when in doubt, throw it out. If it looks bad, it's probably bad. If it smells bad, it's certainly bad. Yeah, but there's a picture and it looks kind of questionable. It's a small picture. I can't really tell. Crumbly fluff. That's what everybody wants. All right, so let's see. It's 4 pieces. We'll do another couple of pieces here. I'm going to turn the water. I'm going to go ahead and after this piece, I'm going to wash my hands and turn the water back on because we do need to get the pasta going here in a minute. But there's still plenty of time. I also need to get my sauce sort of warming, although that doesn't really need to take that much time. This recipe that I'm using is, again, it's for like a lasagna style, and it does have you make your own sauce from scratch. You know what? Like if you want to do that, by all means, it's definitely going to taste better than a jarred sauce. You can also start with a jarred sauce and sort of gussy it up. You want some extra garlic in there, some red onions, some, chili flakes, whatever. Like go to town. Like basically instead of like at the point where you would add the pureed tomatoes or crushed tomatoes or whatever, like just add the jarred sauce. Like it's going to be extra delicious. I'm using Rao's or Rao's or however you pronounce it. Their dried pasta has been incredible. It's actually what I'm using for the spaghetti. It's just like really, really nice. It's cut with bronze dyes, and I think I don't remember if I talked about this in one of my other shows, but there's like cheap pasta is made with nylon dyes, and they can run the machines way faster and make way more pasta, which is why it's cheaper. The bronze dyes have to be run slower, but the pasta is just much sort of like it has more texture on the outside, so it's just better. It soaks up sauce better, and it's just overall more delightful. So I've boiled off a lot of the water over there, so it's a good thing Ellie turned it down. But there's probably still enough water in there to boil pasta. Yeah, sure, why not? Actually, no, there's definitely not enough water in there to boil pasta. No, there is. You know what? What's the worst that could happen? All right, so I got a pound of pasta here. It's more than enough. Like, it's too much for 3 people, which is what I'm feeding, or 3.5, 4 people. But I want leftovers. Ellie loves pasta. It's great. So we're just gonna babysit this for a second to make sure we can get it all into the pot. Come on. I don't like breaking all the pasta in half. I think that's kind of annoying because like you paid for this delightful long pasta. Like, why are you snapping it all in half? Normally, when there's more water in the pot, it gets a little bit bendy faster. I have no idea if you guys can even see this. Oh, no, probably not. It's fine. We're just messing with the nudes over here. Should probably use a utensil. Be a little bit smarter. Be smart. Whoa, that was hot. Okay. This could have been done smarter. We're having a fun time. There we go. Okay. All right. We got most of the pasta in the water. All right. Killing it. How long should this go for? 11 to 13 minutes. Yeah. Sounds about right. So let's go 12:30. Seems fine. Again, I think I covered this a little bit in one of my last pasta episodes. I typically like it on the far side of the recipe time. So like if it says 11 to 13, I'll set a timer for 13 and then start tasting it. Everybody always says that al dente is like the best perfect way, and that's what everybody should do. But like that's kind of arbitrary and also just not correct. So you do you. If you like it al dente, do it al dente. I'm gonna do it a little mushy. Not mushy, but just like no bite. I want it just so that there's no bite. And then that's perfect for me. So I'll do these other 5 pieces really fast. One thing you can do if you're trying to sort of get this done quickly is kind of batch it. So like I'm going to go ahead and flour a couple pieces here. And also you could use like much bigger bowls than this, but just life. I have bigger bowls. I just don't have the space for them on the counter here in the camera. Bum, 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 bum. All right. How long have you ever kept a cheesesteak in the freezer before trying it? That's a question. Are there any other questions? Maybe somebody has questions about other things that we could talk about. All right. So you might notice I just completely screwed up the rule and I went straight into the wet with my dry hand. So we're just going to keep rocking it here. We're going to get a little club-handed. So again, batching is going to make it go way faster. And I still have a completely clean dry hand and left hand, so I can switch to that in just a moment here. Keep an eye on our sauce. We don't really need to we're not cooking the sauce, we're just kind of heating it up. So it doesn't need to go nuts boiling it or anything. Alright, so I'm just about out of egg here. And I've really only got little pieces of eggplant left, so I'll probably fry those up after we're done. And I'm almost out of breadcrumbs, so I'm actually going to take a quick wash here to get some more breadcrumbs in there. What's that? No, it's okay. A little more breadcrumbs. A little more cheese. I don't need more oregano, it's probably fine. I'm gonna need to stir that. Hey Beth, can you come stir this pasta? If I had more water, you wouldn't need to necessarily stir it as much, but... What? Oh, maybe. Maybe yes. Everybody say hi to Beth. I don't know. I mean, if you want to. Beth, say hi to everybody.
Hi.
So I thought I was gonna knock this out in 30 minutes, and here we are, and it's 40 minutes in, and I still have to fry the eggplant, which is not gonna take very long, but still, thought we were gonna have a nice relaxing afternoon here, doing a single dish with half the ingredients made in a jar.
Remember when you were like, I should do another
I should do 6 dishes and a cocktail and prep for a different night's meal. Nope, not doing any of that. We're just doing some eggplant parm, guys. We're just doing eggplant parm. All right, so last 2 pieces here. We got just the right amount of breadcrumbs, just the right amount of egg, a little bit too much flour, but if that's the way it's going to be, that is fine. Let's get this on there. Boom, 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 boom. All right, and we're done. The other nice thing about having the eggplant give it a chance to like sit around is that the breading will sort of tighten up a little bit and stick a little bit better. Like obviously it'll stick fine if you just fry it right away, but it'll stick really, really nicely if you give it a couple minutes to kind of set up. Everything kind of like gets all meldy and I don't know, makes friends. All right. Oh, really should have put more water in the pasta here. Like I might actually add some, or this thing's egregious. We're just gonna let it ride. I don't know what's the worst that can happen. It doesn't cook very well, like the rice I made last night. What? What? Who said that? All right. We're going to put this over here because we might reuse it later. We're going to get this off of here. We're going to switch to that. Get that all. All right. Then, oh, that doesn't look quite right, does it? We need to do some adjustments here. Little live edits here. Wow, much better. All right, so let's get this up. What do we want it at? 325? 375? 375. Heard. Get some canola oil in there. And this is kind of a shallow fry, but this is a mega pan, so, you know, that was kind of a lot of oil. All right. So, pasta is really low on water. Definitely not my finest work here. I'm gonna give it a little topper-upper, which is like the last thing you want to do because it's basically gonna shock the pasta and stop it from cooking. But like a bunch of the pasta is sticking out of the water right now. You know, just chaos, absolute chaos. Pasta from Rumo, Mussolina di Cecco. I have no idea. If it says bronze cut, it's probably good. Those names all sound Italian, so like they're probably good. It's, you know, even the worst pasta is not bad. So like it's pretty hard to go wrong. But like you will see like where's the thing? Like traditional bronze die cut. On any bag that says that, you're going to be in good shape. And if the bag is like entirely in Italian, you're also probably in good shape. But again, if it's like what's the crappiest? Like if it's like Kraft, like you're still not going to have a bad time. Like it's still going to be tasty pasta. But like if you've made some like really amazing, you know, homemade sauce and like you really just want to like focus on, you know, the noodles like and the sauce getting together and having a nice little get together, then yeah, you wanna get something a little bit nicer than that. But you know, we're just doing our jarred sauce here, so I don't really care. How warm is this? Perfectly acceptable. Okay, this is almost ready. Last thing we need is more plates and more paper towels. Haha! I bet you didn't see that one coming. As usual, when we're frying stuff, we got to get it out of the pan and onto some paper towels because like something like 80 or 90% of the oil that fried foods absorbs right after it comes out of the oil. So if you don't make an effort to get some of that oil off of there, it's just going to be greasy no matter what you do. Like that's just coming from the breading and stuff. So just keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started here. We're going to get some of our eggplant in the pan. Let's start with some of our first slices here. Go ahead and do, I think 4 or so will fit in here. Yeah. Looking real nice. So we'll do like 2.5 minutes, and then another minute and a half on the other side. And then once that's done, we're going to plate up our pasta. We're going to put some sauce on it. We're going to put our eggplant parm on it. We're going to put some Parmesan cheese on it. We're going to eat it. It's going to be grand. Make sure you have a little pasta strainer going. Nobody likes to strain pasta into nothing. Clean up the kitchen a little bit. Save yourself some trouble later. Maybe have a little beverage. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Classic Italian Modelo. Definitely correct. No questions. Listen, Brian, I'm going to make some more sauce, okay? It's going to be great. My timer seems to have stopped. Oh, and now it's going again. Okay, can't explain that. Alrighty. Looking good. Let's see how this is looking. This is a little large. We're gonna go with the small one. These are just like fish spatulas. These are great. Love these things. It's like really versatile. This oil might not actually be at the temperature that I think it's at, because this is frying a little bit slower than I imagined it would. Just gonna give this a little swirl. Give these guys a little flipper. Yeah, the pan is definitely not quite where I wanted it, but it's okay. This is not really flipping very well. There we go. Get over there. Yep, definitely splash as much oil as possible. It's always safe. Alright, there we go. Okay. So the centerpiece, definitely looking like I wanted it to. The outer pieces, because this pan is so big and it's heating in the center, the kind of outside didn't really warm up as much as I wanted to, but who cares? It's all going to be good. Probably flip the other ones over again, and this one will probably be done first. Probably going to turn the heat up, maybe like 390. If you're just doing this on the stove, you can throw some breadcrumbs in there and see when they start bubbling. It's usually going to be a good indicator that it's ready to go. Again, you want to taste your pasta. Try to burn your fingers as much as possible. It's actually done. All right, so 13 minutes was correct. So we're just gonna strain our pasta, shake it off a little bit. I probably could have put some pasta sauce in with the sauce. Oh, there's a baby shoe in the sink. Oh, well, that's got starch all over it now. Okay. That's going back in there. Off. Ooh, that's very hot. Okay. That's going to burn a little bit. Check out what we got going on here. Looking real nice. Let me get some tongs because the spatula is not really doing what I want it to. The thing with tongs is that it's gonna want to pull the breading off, which is not really what I want. But I'm also having some trouble flipping it with the spatula, so win some, lose some. All right, that's looking good. Oh man, the parm in that breadcrumb smells so freaking good. All right. So again, the pan was not quite as hot as I wanted, but these are looking pretty good. Kind of want them all to just kind of look that sort of darker golden brown. All right, just about there. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So that's what I'm looking for, just a nice even golden brown all the way through. That one's a little blonde, but you know, whatever. Okay, so this one is now done. Get that out of there. Get a little salt on him. Excellent. And I'm just going to turn this up just a little bit more. Looking good as well. Get that out of here. More salt. Go ahead and get a couple more in. Get the start to go in here. Give these guys a little look-see on the other side. Oh yeah. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Alright, so I might as well get some plate Tarooskis. Move these guys off to the side a little bit. Looking good, looking good. More salt. More eggplants. Oh yeah. So a lot of times when people are plating pasta, let's see, they'll just kind of like pick up the pasta, put it in. Totally fine. If you want to give it a little bit more oomph, you can kind of take it, put it in, and like as you're putting it in, kind of like twirl it and build it up a little bit, so it kind of stands up on its own. Not the fanciest thing in the world, but at least it, like, I don't know if you guys, it's kind of difficult to see, but like, you know, like this versus just kind of like you know, like a flat kind of just nothing, like blah, right? It just like just gives it a little bit more pizzazz, right? Like it's just a little mountain, and then you kind of put your sauce on there. It's very nice. I'm all about the pizzazz and the pizzazz. Well, we made some pizzas the other night that were really tasty. It was one of the gooder? Yeah, that's a word. Meals. Check on this. Spidey senses getting a little brown. Excellent. Sure, let's get this out of here. I think I'm going to shred some more cheese just because, you know, why not? It's cheese. It's so good. All right, so then normally I don't like doing twos of anything. Like threes usually looks much better, but we have 2 cooked eggplants, so that's how I'm going to plate it. So something like that. So bam. Dope. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Now it's just a matter of finishing up these eggplant Ruskies, plating up some more nudes. So yeah, pretty much now is the time to go watch some Matty Matheson and just think to yourself, wow, this exists. And then you go make some eggplant parm and eat it and be really happy. Oh, Beth, dinner's ready. So yeah, vegetarian meal. Who'd have thunk? Yeah, I would subscribe. I wish like you could get like a white noise machine, but it was just like deep fryer. That would be phenomenal. You could do like different deep fryer ones. You could do like fries, like chicken fingers, and shrimp. I don't know. Ice cubes. It's always fun to throw in the deep fryer. Or it's like my favorite, like old kitchen trap for the newbie is like you take like lard and you cut it into scallop shapes, and then you tell them to deep fry them, and they do, and then it's funny. Anyways, jokes. We got jokes. With a left-handed saute pan, or tell them to empty the hot water heater. Man, jokes for days. Working in kitchens, am I right? What a treat. Anyways, seem to be reaching the end of the episode here really rapidly. Anybody have any other questions or parting thoughts before we take off for the day? Maybe I have time to chug another beer. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed the comeback episode of Cooking with Baber. As always, open to suggestions about making it better, things I should make. We talked about doing a breakfast show. Might do that next time. Maybe some like eggs Benedict or maybe some terrible French toast. Anyways, see you guys next time.